Chaos control!
Is connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
Oh, would you look at that? It's 2020, a new decade has risen anew, and I should be back to my studies in a few days. You know, before I start entering a video gap, this is something I've been wanting to talk about for the holidays. Never mind. It's already too late for that now.
Now that we've covered all the basics of your training, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for!
Hello everyone, this is your ultimate senpai, Shadow-senpai, and welcome to the first ever video series where we can't let shit die and make things worse until we pound the dust. Originally, I wasn't going to make a video about this dumpster fire and just pull out a twit longer so I can say my own 2 cents on the matter, but what made me reconsider is that there were more stuff that I wanted to talk about, including things that only I see and a few others have only talked about on their video that nobody is actually bringing up on theirs, but we'll get to that later. By the time I already scripted this, there's 50 or so additional videos on the matter. Some reach over 2 to 3 hours, and others are as minimal as 20 to 40 minutes. Long story short, I'm late for the party, but I'm here anyways. Since there's already a plethora of videos summarizing the story as of now, and majority of these people is talking about it as of just January, there isn't much for me to talk about at all. However, for those unaware, I'll summarize. There are 2 users in this story, YouTuber Sonic93 and Aldrin Gajinka. It all started roughly around 2017 to 2018 where Sonic93, or Ruth, uploaded a now deleted video of a rant about Silver's decrease of popularity and how people are criticizing him, along with her screaming at a comment made by DeviantArt user Melody Sugarplum. Well shit, it's that Silver? I feel sorry for him unfortunately. Wonder if he still has my order ready. Aldrin uploads her commentary video on Ruth on August of 2018, where in the video shows the deleted rant. Though she doesn't show all of the video in its entirety, it's all that's left in the video's existence. After Alden's video, a handful of others followed, which includes Demsville's Death of Sonic93, Just a Robot Sonic93 Doesn't Understand video, and a few others. After the backlash from her removed video, Ruth uploads an apology where she was sorry for her reckless behavior and the way she treated towards Melody Sugarplum, which has also been deleted. Fast forward to November 15, 2019. Ruth uploads an ongoing commentary series where she defends herself on videos that criticize her and her attitude. At the time of this upload, she stated that she is doing a video on the friend who is later to be revealed as Dumbsville, a SonicTuber. We'll talk more information about the connections between both Dumbsville and Ruth as the series goes along. Before we start the video, I'm going to say a few things. Since this is an ongoing commentary series, I'm only covering the second part of her video, which is the one we're watching right now. Yes, there are future parts of her videos where she is going to commentate those who criticize her, like Just a Robot and Harsh Opinions, but I will not do neither of these upcoming videos since they have zero involvement of what we're diving into. I'm also going to skip portions that are deemed irrelevant and repetitive throughout the video since she does repeat herself with the same statements. And lastly, an extra disclaimer. Please wait until the end of the video series so you can create your opinion on the matter. The purpose of my video is to insert my own thoughts and opinions with some additional comments along the way. This first part is only covering up around 20 minutes of this video. So with everything out of the way, let's begin.
All randomness and jokes aside, this part I'm going to be talking about this certain person that started this whole unnecessary mess of the drama, none other than Aldrin Gajinka. Now, before I'm going to say my opinions towards this horrendous joke of a video, let me just say that before the video was even made, she was acting such a troll by saying stuff like, "Silver's not fucking real," with a long of wink smiley faces on my community section 2 or 3 times. Sadly, I can't provide evidences because I consider and still consider her as a troll and didn't want to give her my reaction as she obviously wanted or expected me to give. So I removed the comments she made. More details on that later.
Yeah, because it's true. He isn't real. You're blurring the line between reality and fiction in that video because defending a character you like who is not real is absolutely stupid. Aldrin was just poking fun of the fact that you're thinking that Silver is a real living person, which he's not. Also, if you claim that she's a troll, why not share those comments that Aldrin left? Wouldn't that make sense to show it on screen to prove that she said those things about Silver not being real? But we can't see those comments because you deleted them. If you want to back up the claim that she is a troll by sending those comments, then it would make sense to share some screenshots of those said comments, even if they're deleted. But you know what? We'll get back to it later.
Now, let's talk about my overall opinion towards the video before going on with my very first commentary, actually. It has got to be one of the worst videos I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying this. I am dead serious. The video is supposed to be a quote-unquote commentary and correct my wrongdoings, but I can't call this a commentary. I can't even call this a rant video. This is straight up a troll video. I mean, seriously, how can you expect me to take this as critique?
Yeah. Ruth, I don't know if you saw the title of the video, but it was mostly about complaining about Sonic games and why their characters are handled so poorly in the story. It wasn't a video praising Silver's personality and what they like about him.
And she does that throughout the whole video. It was really hard to sit through.
How in the 9 circles of whatever did you think this is a troll video? You know, if you didn't have Silver in the brain, you could have sat down and come to your fucking senses that this is not a troll video. Yes, she puts humor in her videos, but that doesn't mean that every aspect in that video is her trolling you. Like, seriously, what's the definition of trolling to you? If it's other than to bug or annoy a person they don't like, then go sit in the corner. And since you're gonna bring up both the Yoshi we won and Akai Dally Rant videos because these are the only relevant videos you have on your channel, then it's okay for me to critique on those said videos. Yes, I'm eating Icy's words and they're delicious. Alden's whole entire persona in that video is sarcasm at its finest, and lean towards that over being deep into criticism, which is okay. That's her thing, and this is my thing.
It was so offensive, not worthy of my or anyone else's time to watch for that matter, and it was literally 44 minutes of If the video was supposed to be the source of what I did wrong for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, why do you feel entitled to act like you're better than me? If you're going to call someone out, you have to reason with them, give them constructive criticism, not attack or harass them, and most importantly, have proof of their behavior. That's what I did with my Kai Dilia and Yoshi 1 rants. And Aldowigijinka did nothing of that sort. Her video literally made me look like the bad guy without proper evidences, and even though she had so-called proof, they weren't actual proof, and her arguments were very weak, very insulting, and very repetitive.
It is truth. It's called coming from your own mouth, you numbskull. Your video shows how much you're denying your behavior in that Melody Sugar Plum is atrocious. Don't even sugarcoat it either, because it's just be cold and raw about it. It's not that fucking hard. Alden is just pointing out that Silver isn't real and his popularity doesn't matter. But you wanted to be a bit obscure at the same time to keep away fangirls from him and harass someone over critiquing a character because they have flaws. Like, oh no, Shadow has flaws? Well, time to report and block every fangirl that likes Shadow and hits at those who says he has flaws. I want to be the biggest Shadow fangirl, but this is ridiculous. Come on.
I don't understand for the life of me how this video got so much attention and was the source of this whole drama. And I definitely will never understand how someone I thought would believe my words over some garbage of a video and genuinely give me constructive criticism and how bluntly belittling me and act like I did everything wrong that is somehow justifying how the video was made. Again, how am I supposed to take it as someone who is trying to quote-unquote help me? Or so-called seeing my mistakes when all you do is taunting and sound like a child who thinks she knows everything?
Oh gee, I wonder how it all started. Quick reminder guys, this drama started because she was gatekeeping people from saying that Silver has flaws. This has started over an opinion. An opinion! Why are people reeing over opinions? It's like I'm teaching this 26-year-old woman, who is old as Ponder Sprocket, as if she's a 5-year-old because she wants to play like a 5-year-old. Ruth, you can't get any dumber from here.
I am so sorry about that outburst. So, with all that being said, let me do something that Aldowigijinka felt miserably to do, which is 1, give you proper proof, 2, not containing a whole video of just babbling, 3, not being mean-spirited for comedy relief, and we put humor at the right timing, and lastly, not deliberately harassing someone to gain their attention, which I will talk more about shortly. So let's begin, shall we? I bet this is what Alduin was thinking. Yeah! That will teach Sonic93 a lesson to not to quote-unquote bully someone by trying to gain a reaction from her instead of actually trying to talk to her and give her constructive criticism. No way! This is so much better, easier, and way more entertaining.
Holy shit, that was loud. Luckily for y'all, I can control the volume because I don't want my audience to suffer. Please let this be a one-time thing and not the rest of the video. Why are you using a mocking tone of voice when you said you don't want to do that before? Because that's very insulting, especially if you're trying to defend your argument. In the case of Alden, you're literally just mocking her because she made a harmless meme on you in the beginning of her video. The hypocrisy is real for this one.
This is one of the biggest reasons why I didn't even bother touching this garbage of a video. Based on how she treated me before, was just screaming for me to give her a reaction so she can use it against me to have quote-unquote more proof on my quote-unquote behavior and spread even more bad rumors about me. And the ex-friend was wondering why I didn't want to watch it.
I mean, I can agree that it was a bit extreme for Alden, but then again, that's her persona. She's sarcastic and possibly made mean-spirited memes. Is that really the main problem of the video? Because that's what she wants from you a year ago? A reaction to this meme? I'm not a meme enthusiast, but I guess that's how it is. I mean, if someone did that to me because I'm a Shadow fangirl, then I'd laugh at that because it's true. Like, I'm losing train of thought here, so let's just move on.
If this doesn't scream, I want to piss you off and you to notice me, which she actually implied on my video when she uploaded it, I don't know what does. Also, why even bother making fun of a self-insert ex-canon ship when you yourself are shipping yourself with a canon character and possibly more characters? So that begs the question, Alduin Gijinka. Why are you making fun of your own kind? Shouldn't we stick together as fangirls who likes to ship ourselves with canon characters instead of going against each other?
Wait, that was supposed to be a joke. I mean, for someone who draws self-shipping, I find that funny. I'm not gonna point out the obvious, but like, she puts the FBI meme there for a reason because like, Silver's 14 and you get the point. Then again, there are people saying that this is poking fun at how she criticizes Akai's ship of Sonic and her character Jane, so that would make a bit more sense now that I think about it. So it's not funny when they do it to you, but it's okay for you to do it. Gotcha.
Over the last couple years since I discovered them, they seem to have been doing their own separate things.
Yeah, that's kind of true because she told me she didn't want to make rants anymore, and I truly respected that. I mean, I wasn't really happy about it since I thought that was kind of our thing to make rant videos about things we both agreed on, but I understood that she didn't want to do that anymore. Not to mention that we talked a lot less and less. And it got so severe to the point that not only doesn't she want to make rants anymore, she's way too unavailable to even make videos overall. So if you guys are missing us collaborating, these are the reasons why. I'm not saying that I'm blaming on her for that, but it did have its effect, as you can tell.
That's understandable. If one party isn't interested in something you want to do together, then it's fine. That's their decision, and you can't change their mind. The real question about that is, why are you blaming her for things that doesn't involve her?
Amy-chan is in a healthy relationship with her boyfriend Gmod Spartan, while Sonic93 is doing something alright.
Who is to say that just because you're in a relationship, it's automatically healthy because they're not quote-unquote obsessing with the fictional character? Also, are you implying that there's something wrong with being single and they're losers or something? Are you saying that people who are in a relationship might not be in an abusive or toxic relationship just because it happens to be real life people and not fictional crushes? Not everything is what it seems to be. Looks can be very deceiving.
I'm sorry, but like, what the hell was that comment? That's odd from one comment that's just you wanted to fuck Silver or any other character in general. Strange that you're kinda skeptical about the relationship with Amy-chan and her boyfriend. Icy and Ghosty stated at her video that Amy-chan is still perfectly fine. Why throw an assumption like that under the bus? Saying something like that is strange. Again, why say something like that?
Sonic93 is still doing rants, though to me, her personality and views have become something much to be desired.
What the hell are you talking about? My personality and views have become something much to be desired? I don't understand what you're trying to say here. It's really confusing with that statement without you explaining what you mean by it.
I understand that English isn't your very first language, but we're not blaming this one on Eldwin. This is what Icy said in her video. It's an opener and explaining the things that has yet to be desired. Basically, don't judge the opener of her video much because we're literally going into it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And the player that started the game, which is you.
One thing that stood out to me was that during her old Akai rants, she demonized Jane for shipping her character with both Sonic and Shadow. But apparently she's shipped herself with Silver and Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not only that, but she seems to dislike Blaze the Cat in the same manner Jane did years ago with Amy Rose, because the character gets in the way of their shipping.
There's a lot of things wrong with these three statements that I don't even know where to begin to describe how the lack of quality and proof all of them have. Alright, let's take one of them at a time. Okay, she first claims that I was quote-unquote demonizing Akai for her shipping herself with both Sonic and Shadow, while I do the same with Sue and Raphael, aka she's calling me a hypocrite. It's okay, I get that. From what she stated, she has seen my Kai Delia rant series, though I am suspicious she didn't bother watching it again for an attempt to make sure what she's saying is accurate. Now, I don't have proof of it, but based on her attitude throughout the commentary and not providing an example of me demonizing Akai, I can't help but feel that way, and why it will make sense that I feel this way.
Oh, so you don't have proof she said that? Then what's the whole fucking point of talking about it? Like you just... Oh my god, never mind.
Even if that was the truth, shouldn't you provide proof of where I have been so-called demonizing Akai for those who hasn't seen my rant series of her to make your point valid? Why should I take your word for it just because you have watched it? I'm not gonna go in detail for my opinions of Akai shipping herself with both Sonic and Shadow, since I already covered that up in the rant series, but to make it short, it was how she A, portrayed her character when pairing up with them at the same time, not separately. B, how she treated each of them differently, and she always seemed to be into Shadow more than Sonic, or Maurice, as she likes to call him, despite her constantly drawing her with him all the time, including sticking close to Shadow's real personality, while Sonic's still too attached and obsessed with her. And lastly, C. Her shipping with them was always something desirable and not really a headcanon or scenario, meaning that it's always something sexual and nothing about elaborating Akai as a character or how she be when pairing up with each of them. Not to mention that both of them are extremely out of character. I have nothing against Akai having these kind of fantasies and desires regarding Sonic and Shadow, but the problem is, that's all there is. Desires and nothing else.
Yes, we cannot deny that Eldon did not show any proof about Akai Dahlia, but at the same time, this isn't an Akai video, so let's just squeeze those videos in one statement. Akai does this for fun. Though it sounds scandalous at the time of her rant was uploaded, times have changed over the years. You can do OC canon for the hell of it, and yes, you can argue that her attitude was terrible, then again, people can grow over time. Jane included. Remember the Truth Lady Gaia incident? She was ridiculed because her character was a Mary Sue, and although her OC self-insert, Susan/Kiana, is drawn for the hell of it, she was still thrown under the bus because how she drawn her character for, sex appeal. Yeah, she was a homewrecker, and yes, she scammed people in order to get free art for a contest. but after she closed her DeviantArt account, she changed for the better and improved as a human being. So what if they draw OC canon? That's none of your business. They can draw for the hell of it. Yeah, to some would be jealousy or envy, but at the end of the day, it's their decision to draw whatever they please. If Akai can draw her character Jane with Sonic, then let her do it. I understand you want to call her out. And that inspired a subgenre of videos, which is the DeviantArt ranters / commentators, but then again, at the end of the day, does it even matter?
And the first time I watched the video or listened to the whole Sonic93 does the same with Silver Raphael argument, I thought it was so ridiculous when I saw the picture she used to quote-unquote prove that like Raphael from TMNT. It was so ridiculous, and I will show you why. More proof of how this video lacks evidences, and in this case, wrong evidences. Because first of all, the picture is not supposed to be a couple picture. It's supposed to be a friendly comfort picture. There's a difference. I know the picture might be too hard to see the text, but if you really pay attention to what it says, I named the picture Raphael and Ruth Comfort, not Raphael X Ruth Comfort. Or better yet, why not take a look at the dialogue? Does it indicate a couple picture to you? And secondly, maybe it's just me, but I really get that vibe that Alduin was in so much of a hurry to make the video just to paint me as the bad guy by, again, not making sure a point is valid and didn't even bother taking a further look on the video where she found the pictures from, because if she did, she would have found me saying that the picture was just me being friendly to him. And including 5 other way more convincing pictures to back up her claim. But since she used only one and the most non-couple picture, it just proves to me she wasn't serious when making this video, and again, wanna paint me as a bad guy.
Alright, I'm gonna step aside and do a not every art style quickie here. Just from looking at these pictures shown earlier, I can tell that you are an amateur artist. Little critique, but when it comes to drawing moments or a scene, especially when it comes to drawing a comic or explaining something, context is key. Do I see this as a couple picture? Without giving context, yes. But if I was giving context in order to understand the picture, then yes, they're having a friendly conversation. I know this isn't relevant to the whole entire video, but this is something I want to throw in addition to talking about the drawings Ruth has shown. If you want your self-insert character talking to Raphael in a friendly conversation, then you need to give out some context to point out that this scene is not romantic.
And lastly, the whole I hate Blaze the same way as Akai used to hate Amy Rose because they get in the way of my shipping. This is another proof of how she lacks evidence. Because she literally stated the exact same thing to me before making the video, and I was debunking her argument, and she just didn't take it. I told her everything when I stand for Silver, Raphael, and Blaze, and instead of asking me or listening to me, she just kept accusing me, but she makes it seem like this conversation never happened before. Or better yet, didn't even show this in the video. And she took one response I did out of context and somehow thinks I'm acting the exact same way as Akai used to Amy Rose, which I also debunked to her that we're not the same.
Oh goody, time to read some screenshots. So, the first one was a reply when someone mentioned Blaze. I can't tell if this is either a joke or not or something out of rage, but I'm gonna pull this out of my ass and say that this is a joke, so I'll just give some benefits for Ruth. Not much to say about this comment, so now on to the next one. So this is the first comment Alden left pointing out Ruth's hypocrisy. She references how Ruth is pointing out that Akai dislikes Amy in comparison to how Ruth herself dislikes Blaze in the same manner. Alden also compares the parallel similarities of how Akai ships herself with Sonic and Shadow, while Ruth ships herself with Raphael and Silver. Why would you make an oxymoron for both of these statements? This doesn't make any sense if you despise something and go the other way around and do the same thing that they did. What the literal fuck? This one is honestly... yeah, she's right. It's not about the Raphael thing, but then again, she's pointing out you're shipping yourself with Silver and Raphael at the time, comparing to how Akai ships her character Jane with Sonic and Shadow. This throws back to the whole context is important when I was critiquing the art she made. Yes, you're right, this was back when you were in your Raphael phase before bouncing back to Silver, and the fact that you did not show or draw that you dislike Blaze with a burning passion, but you could have cleared the air on this or even comment on Alden's original video in the first place. This would have prevented a huge ass drama that's no longer relevant right now. Why bring back the hatchet if it's already buried? Think about it. Okay, but like, both of these comments are just the middle for me. Yes, we don't have actual evidence that Ruth did fave or draw on hate art or anti-Blaze related stuff. There's no denying that. You did show the same pattern you're doing in comparison to Akai. The only thing I can tell from these two comments is that Ruth disliked Blaze out of jealousy. Then again, this does raises a lot of questions. In general, these screenshots are in benefit of a doubt in Ruth's favor. Although Alden has been trying to make at least some point, I can understand why Ruth claimed these comments are a way for Alden to troll her.
And everything I just told you right now, I said the exact same words to the person whom I thought knew me the best and would back me up for it. But when I showed this to her, she didn't see it as a big deal, but it was an actual attack against me, and she did absolutely nothing about it. And on side note, my friend in real life, whom has not much knowledge of the internet world or wasn't with me when the drama happened, even thinks this is strange that she didn't do anything when I told her about me and Alduin's conversation. And I don't mean to make her biased or say you should be biased just because they're close to you. All I'm saying is that you should stand up to your friend whenever they're in trouble or being attacked. And it's not about quote-unquote defending someone blindly, but just simply be there for someone when they need you the most, especially when they're being wrongly accused.
Remember when I said context is key? Yeah, this ain't it, Chief. This only shows without giving context that she's on your side, which is definitely not true. From what I have seen from the other videos, both the person you said who has zero knowledge of social media and Amy-chan said they'd rather not get involved in the situation that you yourself have started. Don't wrangle up your own friends into this drama. And just because they're your friends, they're not going to just believe and defend your statement. They need to give out the full story on what's going on so they can come to their own conclusion that who did what. Alright, I think this is a good place to stop here. Wow, that was a huge mouthful. I wonder if it's bad for me to use Icy's video in order to make this one. I don't know. Again, please wait until the end of this multi-part series until forming your opinion on the situation. So, I guess subscribe to me because I'm better than Princess Ash / Madam. I'm also Sonic93 but with standards. I'll see you guys in part 2. Bye.